Kubor Nongïalam Jngoh Nongsynran Hima.
Menteri Sorkar ka Jilla ubadikmi ekatanat kam Jngoh kai perthai uba polling doa habakren bikilat pathai kubor ha kajanmi jogoski thok ding katayo ulai thu bakhat artli ki Jaka la dep ban itu ban Pynkiew ya ka kam Jngoh kai uba pol loong bakani ka jingkanti ka kam Jngoh kai kini ki Jaka ka Sorkar kan sasyam ya ka benta ban longkum ka Nongïalam bat ka Nongsynran. Menteri Sorkar loong ru baka Pynkiew ka kam Jngoh kai ka jor ha ka Jilla bat kani ka kam kan wanra jingkala na ka beta ki samla ka Jilla ha ka jingyo kam yo jam.
Significant day for tourism here in Nongïalam because the presence of the Chief Minister would make public the new Nongïalam tourism policy 2023, which broadly has two sections. One is the vision statement, core guiding principles, and two is the part which deals with the details, the thrust areas. And we have identified as many as 10 thrust areas under this policy, which will be guiding the policy, the growth trajectory of tourism in India. The whole point being that the government will play the role of the leader, the guide, but again, we also need the support of all cross-section of stakeholders. And we need this policy because we want to encourage the growth of tourism in a planned manner and not in a haphazard manner. And this is something doable because tourism is growing now. Post-pandemic, there has been an increase of footfalls. We have around close to 15 lakh visitors, including foreign tourists, and we definitely see tourism as a game changer because however much we can dwell on the reservation policy, we know that opportunities in the government sector are dwindling, and in fact there is a large army of 60,000 youths who joined the market, employment market every year. And it's a huge number. Unless we identify, encourage, strengthen tourism as a sector, we see that the opportunities in the public sector have become very marginalized. So therefore, the step that the government has taken, and we are confident that with the youth population that we have, the soft skills that we have, Meghalaya is headed for far brighter days ahead if we encourage tourism. Today itself, Chief Minister, Honorable Chief Minister and I had launched this fleet of tourism vehicles, and 16 numbers today, 50 in the next 2 months or so, and we plan to encourage about 500 such vehicles to be provided to different these players, most of whom are young people belonging to different tourism promotional societies. We've taken this as a core sector.
What will be the new measures that the government will adopt for promotion of the tourism industry in the state?
Well, a lot of initiatives. We have been able to convince the ADB, for instance, to come forward The ministry is very supportive. We are in constant touch. I personally met Union Minister, and in fact, we are looking at the expansion. We have identified vast areas. For instance, the Nongïalam Sorkar as urban circuit. And I also identified several circuits in other parts of the state, in all districts of the state, and they will be funded by agencies like the EDB, the World Bank, and wherever there is need for gap funding, the state government will also step in drafted, because we also need the coordination and support of various departments. For instance, transport department. Where Garvils is concerned, we are in a position, I will be in a better position to brief you once I get an update on the project, airport project, and why it has not been successful so far.
Habakran nalor ke jingdan kam mandan ke kat ling sun ke babha ke jilla uba pon loong baula dep bani akran nalor ke nig benta ban penhe ya ke kat ling sun pada ke Jaka bethamai ban bu ya ke kat ling sun nalor kata uni menteri Sorkar loong bo un sala ban batai bha lor ke ji akran nak benta ke kat ling sun hadian arbanai dalam dep yo ya ke kai pon no commissioner and secretary ke jilla u Dr. Vijay Kumar
Have the EOI by August this year, and the project ideally by November we should be able to start implementation and complete it within 3 years.
But what do you have to say on the air connectivity? We know that Meghalaya is yet to have a proper airport. Don't you think that it is high time that Meghalaya has an airport?
Well, the challenges of our terrain are quite many, and in fact, you recall when I was in the PAC, I had taken up this matter, the expansion of the airport, and yesterday I had a meeting with the Commissioner and Secretary, Dr. Vijay Kumar. Now, two things are happening. One is there is a feasibility report that is being prepared on the expansion, and two is the identification of a new site for a new airport. Apart from that, you also have to take into account the fact that we have places like Darjeeling, where people would go for long drives in order to reach their favorite destinations. So, when you have challenges like the terrain and the topography that we have, these are things that when the airport started years ago. So these are challenges that we have to meet by upscaling technology, and we are looking at in the next 2 months or so, I should be in a better position to speak to you once the feasibility report is completed.
What about the